Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good whatever you want. This is CinemaTalk, the official podcast of RuleThirds.com. Today we're talking about TV to movie adaptations. With that said, my name is Max.
I'm Larry.
And I'm Sean.
Gentlemen, let's go to the lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.
The lobby. A beautiful place of prices that are just too damn high. Welcome everybody to CinemaTalk, the official podcast for RuleThirds.com. I'm your host for today, Max Manor. With me are my two buddies, Larry and Sean.
Hello.
Wonderful. So, today,
great little.
we've got an interesting topic to cover. But first,
Indeed.
we gotta talk about what's on the site. Tell us, gentlemen, what's on the site?
Well,
That's kind of your thing.
that's kind of your job.
Oh, crap. Well, what's on the site?
Fine. We've got.
I was actually
a review
testing
of Muppets
you.
Most Wanted.
Yep.
Yep, that just ran up on
And
Saturday.
By the time this will be viewed,
Oh,
What?
okay. That's it. You were testing us.
Yeah.
I see.
Okay.
And then as you're listening to this, what will be on the site is a new episode of The Greats. Larry, you want to talk about that?
Yes, indeed. It is a new episode of The Greats. That will be, it's not done yet because we're recording this on Saturday night. But you will see an episode of Ewan McGregor for The Greats in honor of Star Wars Episode 7 and all that jazz, being kind of on the horizon now. So I'm kind of getting back in my Star Wars-y mood. So Ewan McGregor, Obi-Wan Kenobi from the first 3 episodes, that is the subject for this latest episode.
And as for me, I'll have a new episode of Preview going on, again covering the Days of Future Past trailer, but I'll also be talking about the first Days of Future Past trailer, which I really, really love. I've wanted to talk about it for quite a while. And just a little bit of a hint at what's to come, this episode will involve some form of a storyline. You're welcome, Max.
What a twist!
What a twist. Alright, moving on. Max, what is our discussion today?
So, today, gentlemen, we are talking about TV to movie adaptations. You see, we just reviewed a movie based on a TV show. People forget this, but we reviewed Muppets Most Wanted. People don't forget that. People do forget. The Muppets were actually once a TV show. The TV show was created when Jim Henson, the creator of Sesame Street, was like, hey, I want to do something that isn't just for children. I don't want to be known as just the kids guy. So I want to make a show that's for everybody, mostly adults, and that's with Muppets. And that's how the Muppet Show was created. And then a few years after it came out, the Muppet movie happened, and so on and so forth. So we're going to talk about good, bad, and TV movie-based adaptations that we'd like to see. So, with that said, Larry, give us your first TV to movie adaptation.
All right, well, Max, I will be... I don't know, like, you kind of have this smooth radio voice going on in this episode. I wanted to kind of go into that. But for my first pick, essentially, we're going to be rotating one movie from me, then Max, and then Sean, or however. And it's going to be, at least for me, I have one good, one bad, and then one we want to see. So we're going to start off with the good, at least as far as I'm going. I am a huge fan of the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Aw, yeah.
Aw, yeah. Okay, let's see. I'm a very big SpongeBob advocator. If you got me in the right mood, I could quote multiple SpongeBob episodes line for line. I'm a huge fan, and so to see there be a movie that was so perfectly the essence of what the show was all about. It was like mind-bogglingly amazing. And a lot of people argue this is like the last great SpongeBob anything.
Well,
that
canonically
happened.
speaking, it's actually designed to be the last episode of the series. Like, it's designed to be that way.
Yeah,
just
that would
like
make a lot
whenever
of
the
sense.
series ends, whenever the series ends, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie canonically happens. So it
Right,
sort of
then
is like
we're-
the series finale.
But then they're making a sequel.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
and that'll be the series finale.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, hopefully. I mean, let's be real. The show's got to end. I mean, if anyone's seen any SpongeBob episodes now, they're grossly terrible. So I always like to watch this SpongeBob movie to kind of remind myself that yes, children's films can be made into good movies. Like honestly, you gotta love Steven Hillenburg and his dedication to creating a truly great SpongeBob movie.
I liked it. I haven't seen it in a while, so I won't be able to say much on this conversation topic. But the one thing that I do like, I love the ending so much because if you just describe it to someone, it's a complete cop out. Okay, spoilers for the SpongeBob movie, but he just does a sick rock song, and that saves the day. Like, that's
it's the power of rock and roll, man.
Right, that's the funny thing. We have this ongoing joke with my friends that there are the 3 powers of the universe. The power of love, the power of friendship, and the power of rock and roll. And there's your third. The power of rock and roll saves the day. That's really all I have to say about the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
No, you know what they say? Rock and roll saves the soul.
See, what I liked most of all about the SpongeBob SquarePants movie, going back and watching it, it still is a legitimately fantastic film, and it's because it centers so much on what the SpongeBob character is when taken out of context. He's a kid who is he's a man-child, and that's what the movie's all about, like exploring that part of him, that the part that wishes he could be more of a man. And honestly, it's a really nice message about just the kind of pointlessness of just manliness or masculinity in this society where really being, having your inner child be a huge part of your personality is incredibly accepted. So I loved that part of the movie, and the fact is it's so zany, wacky, and really smart that it just worked. It just works on so many levels. And it was legitimately sad to see SpongeBob and Patrick just almost die. I mean, you knew it wasn't even when I was watching it when I was 9, 10 years old, I knew it wasn't actually going to happen. They weren't actually going to die. But it was still really sad to see that happen because their loss of hope was just so
Yeah, I would agree. That was an emotional scene.
Plus, you gotta, it's kind of similarly to movies like, Roger Rabbit. Mm-hmm. There was quite a few scenes of live action mixed with CGI, and it was actually pretty impressive how they were able to manage that. Specifically, the scene with David Hasselhoff. Like the scene where they go through the battle with Dennis on his back while he's motorboating down the sea is probably one of my favorite scenes in the entire movie.
I can imagine if that popular YouTube show CinemaSins ever does everything wrong with the SpongeBob movie, they'd be like, David Hasselhoff has robotic pecs, and I don't even and I'm not okay with that.
Right. All right.
So, anyway,
movie.
Moving on,
Awesome.
Sean, tell us about your pick.
My good pick, again, we didn't structure this way, but my pick that I really enjoy is not an adaptation of a TV show, but rather just an extension of it, and that is Monty Python and the Holy Grail, my all-time favorite comedy.
Yes.
It's just the most quotable comedy. Wait, what?
Whoa.
I haven't seen it in a while, but I did not like the movie all that much. It's still funny. It still makes me laugh.
We gotta slow down. Hold on.
Okay, guys, we can't slow down. We don't want to waste these precious listeners' time.
Let's just do a quick news break. I'm sorry to inform everyone, but Max Mariner is no longer with the site. He had to be let go because he was the worst. Okay, anyway, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. It's just like the show. Really, it's like the good parts of the show. It's kind of a joke that everyone says, oh, Monty Python's the best, but when in reality, you're remembering 20% of it and the rest was totally forgettable. I can kind of agree with that, going through full episodes.
Yeah.
There are those few skits that are just the funniest thing ever. And done. And so the movie is the good part. It's like a full movie of their A game. And it's so quotable. It breaks the fourth wall in just the best possible ways. And Max, did you say something bad about the ending?
I don't like the ending at all. I know I love fourth wall humor more than anything else, but I don't like the ending. It frustrated me.
But Max, do you get it? It's
I get it. I just
out. It's a cop out. It's the best.
Okay.
So actually, here's
Sean,
what's fun.
you
Okay,
jokester.
there's no way we can continue this and not top that. So I say we move on.
Well, I do want to make one quick point. In film class a few years ago, we learned something that a film's ending should be surprising yet inevitable. And that sounds really philosophical, but I was always hoping that would come up on a test. Describe what that means with an example. And I always wanted to use Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Because throughout the whole movie, it's showing the police follow their trail. So it's inevitable.
Yeah.
But no one sees that coming. Just before the big battle, just the police come out and arrest everyone. It's perfect. But we're not going to top the cop-out joke.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Oh, that was
it's
great.
an amazing movie. Knights Who Say Knee are my idols. They're just hilarious. I don't know why. They just get me every time.
So moving on to my pick. My pick's actually not as famous as SpongeBob or Monty Python, but I loved it as a kid, and it's one of my favorite comedies. It's The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Oh my god.
And people don't remember this movie, or they don't like it. And it's I understand where they're coming from for the most part. I watched it more recently as an adult, but it's still wildly entertaining, and it's so in love with the show's source material. Like, this movie was made by people who loved that show. And if you need any more indication, Mr. Peabody and Sherman was actually a sub-show of the Rocky and Bullwinkle show. It was like Rocky and Bullwinkle was kind of like it was like a variety show, and it had multiple different narratives going on. And Mr. Peabody and Sherman was one of those. So I always enjoyed how much it broke the fourth wall. It's pretty much what introduced me to that kind of humor. The fact, and now that I look back at it as a film major, the entire analogy with the green light and like all, and cancellation and all this stuff, it really makes me laugh. I know the only critic who really agreed with me on the whole this thing was actually Roger Ebert. So, thanks Ebert for seeing what I see.
I don't know. I cannot get. I mean, I love Rocky and Bullwinkle. Take this from me. I love Rocky and Bull. I think it's one of the best earlier cartoons, like earlier cartoons.
Yeah.
Especially as it goes.
Cut to the chase, Larry.
Boomerang. But I can't get over that CGI in that movie. With
Rocky who cares? I like it. I think it's nice and cute.
I don't like how the models look at all. I think they should have just stuck it with some kind of a little less like bulgy, and they could have made it maybe more cartoonish. I felt they looked like. But you know the game Bubsy, like the Bubsy video games, like they look like that model, just less blocky and more rounded.
The platform.
What's a platform without platforms?
Aren't these game designers wonderful? Yeah, okay.
So outside of JonTron references, see, here's the funny thing: I know absolutely nothing about Rocky and Bullwinkle, so I can't really comment because literally I have no idea. About what it is or anything. So
it's pretty much like the other, like back in the 60s when animation was pretty big and like it was becoming cheaper to make it but more popular. There was Hanna-Barbera and then there was Rocky and Bullwinkle. That's what you need to know.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what makes him so famous. So moving on, Larry, tell us about your bad.
Oh, my bad pick, ladies and gentlemen. I was never a big fan of the show. Never really watched the show of this, but oh my. Oh, Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Alvin! Oh my.
No, you see, I don't know what's worse. The fact that, like, there was one made, or the fact that there was three. Three made! And each one sucked more. Well, okay, to be fair, speaking of the trilogy, I personally think the second is the least terrible, just because having females made it a little more interesting. Because, like, it brought David Cross back, and I like David Cross, and even if his character was really stupid and cheesy the first film, I still thought it was hilarious to bring him back. But, like, okay, the first was like, so monotonous and boring and, like, and hackneyed, and so, like, oh, of course. And I like the music. The music is, like, the only reason I would say go see it. Even if the high-pitched thing is annoying. But, like, the second one was same thing, and the third one was just, I got dragged.
Yeah, I remember seeing, like, the first thing, like, the first, like, poster for that. I'm like, holy crap, Alvin and Chipmunks, I watched this on Boomerang. And it was like they had all hoods, and I'm like, what's going on here? Yeah,
I know,
Can you show us your faces, guys, please?
They're so hip with
their... Yeah, they tried to be, in the words of Doug Walker, he tried to be cool.
Radical.
Perpendicular. Extreme.
It's good.
Okay, well...
it was terrible.
Yeah,
confession. I'm afraid.
Oh no, Sean,
what's funny is you mentioned the soundtrack. So I bought the song, and I have yet to delete it. It's actually not terrible. I have the Alvin and Chipmunks version of Bad Day.
No, that's not. The music is... Okay, I'll be fair.
That song. Okay,
that actually I liked.
They opened the movie with it, and I liked it, and have not deleted it. It's still on my phone.
I agree. I actually think that was a good way to open the movie. I think there was a good acapella, like, kind of cover of the song. But it's just... and the suitcases and the wheelchairs and the terrible plot lines and my head.
Yeah,
my head.
Not great. Anyway, let's move on to Sean. What is your Terra pick?
Well, my Terra pick comes from
I'm sorry, that was terrible.
Yeah, that was Terra-pickable?
Yeah, that was terrible. My terrible pick comes from my favorite TV show of all time. I'm surprisingly not that upset with the movie, which is weird. I'm still trying to work out really why I'm not so upset. But my pick is The Last Airbender from M. Night, Get Him Away from Hollywood Alon.
I personally like to say M. Night Shyamalan Ding Dong.
Oh, come on, guys. Come on, just say just call his movies terrible. Do you have to make fun of his name? Come on.
I wasn't making fun of his name.
I know,
I'm
saying that to Larry.
Hollywood.
Sorry,
Yes, Larry,
it's too easy. It's too easy.
It is,
guys.
but basically, I don't know what else to say about The Last Airbender that hasn't already been said. It's just awful. I mean, I heard it was coming out. I saw the casting. I don't think the casting's that terrible. And then I heard it was bad, so I didn't go. And then all these years later, I finally saw it. And yeah, it's really impressive how he was able to take something so fun and so spirited. You know, it was all these characters were so lively, so unique and fun. And he made it so just flat. Like, he took away the personality. I mean, if you've seen the show, you know what Aang is like. Really free-spirited, really just rambunctious, I suppose. And he's just so deadpan serious in this movie. They totally get the characters wrong. And again, the source material doesn't matter. I think we've talked about this a lot. But you still ruined your characters. You know, that part doesn't matter. You still ruined the characters. So...
yeah, I mean, me and Sean share our adamant hate for this. This movie's awful.
Yeah.
And especially coming from two very big fans of the show.
Yeah, the show is amazing. Please, everyone, just watch it. It's only 3 seasons.
Great.
It's not that hard to get there. It's my favorite show of all time. And also, and honestly, even if you take out the show part, there's still really terrible characters.
Yeah.
It's still really poorly paced. The acting is still atrocious. And I don't blame the actors at all. Dev Patel, he's really great. Okay, he was in Slumdog Millionaire. That was his breakthrough. He was really great in that. He was not good as Zuko because he had a terrible director. The Katara, she's been in other things, most recently Bates Motel, and she's really good in that. So I don't blame any person, any of the actors, but the acting's terrible. The dialogue is nothing but exposition. No character development.
Big issue there.
And
That's
it's
probably the
just
biggest
awful. We can move on. I just want to say, though, that I don't hate it. I actually enjoy watching it to make fun of. I'm kind of in denial about, like, I've accepted the fact that it ruined the opportunity for a good live-action Last Airbender movie, so now I'm just going to laugh at how incompetent it is.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's probably the biggest problem you mentioned before is the expositional script.
I would like to look through the script and point out a line of dialogue that wasn't exposition.
I know, it's like M. Night Shyamalan has this issue where, like, he's so obsessed with telling the story that he forgot that the main reason we like The Last Airbender is not the story but the characters.
Well, it's how you present the story too. Like, I love the story of The Last Airbender.
Well, yeah, the story is the setting
but
they
you
put
don't
it
just
in
lay it out exposition right
exactly,
one after the other. What's funny is that I'm going to plug my own stuff. With a friend of mine, really good friend of mine, we as kids made a home movie called Iron Scimitar. Then we made Iron Scimitar 2 a few years later, and then we decided to make it a trilogy just 2 summers ago. And it was really fun because we just wrote it to be terrible, just like the other two, complete the story. It was so much fun. But watching The Last Airbender, I realized that our dialogue was identical. He's getting paid money in Hollywood to do what we did while scootering around a parking lot. That's offensive. If I can do it, I'm offended because I don't know nothing about movie making. So that's my final thought on Last Airbender.
Anyway,
hey, come on.
So what I'm going to do is I'm not going to talk about bad because I want to talk about good.
Keeping it positive.
I'm going to keep it positive. You guys, yeah. I mean, I could obviously go for the Lone Ranger, but that's it. I want to keep it positive today, guys.
Go for the Lone
and I'm going to
Ranger.
go with one of my favorites, the Powerpuff Girls movie. Now, people don't remember this that much because you can't really find it anywhere, not on DVD even. Well, I had it on DVD, and I guess my parents got rid of it for some crazy reason because it's legitimately a great film. For like, people think, oh, it's for children's movies, pretty good. No. The best children's movies are the ones that are made for everybody, and the Powerpuff Girls movie was certainly designed for anybody to watch. It's not afraid to go really, really dark sometimes, and not in that Christopher Nolan kind of dark that people love these days, but the kind of dark that's, sorry, Sean, kind of real.
Let's make a new rule. You cannot say his name. You cannot speak of the Nolan in my presence. Okay, just to avoid controversy.
Anyway,
do not talk about it.
Okay, fine.
And it's so
fine.
condescending. I hate it when you bring that up, Max. Hate it. Oh, do you want me to be super condescending too?
No,
Sean, you're that on a regular basis.
We are guys.
Way to pick the low hanging fruit there, Max.
We are not.
Someone's
It
got
was
to
a
take
good.
it.
It was. That fruit tasted nice. So anyway, the Powerpuff Girls movie is awesome. Did you guys ever see it? I saw it on opening day, July 4th, 2002.
No, you see, because I am male.
Oh, don't
Okay, now-
even
okay,
start.
Sean.
No one I knew watched that show.
I got
Sean.
made
None of
fun
my
of in
friends
school
watched
for
that
liking
show.
that show,
Listen,
but I
Sean,
freaking loved it.
Talk about picking the low-hanging fruit.
No,
Yeah,
that
really.
okay. That was presented meanly. I apologize, but that is my point. I did not watch the show because as a kid, it's like, oh, it's starring girls, ew, right? Like that's the mindset.
Yeah.
No, that's not good. I'm not saying anything about the show. I don't know anything about it. I'm not going to criticize it. But that is why I have absolutely no history. Again, Max, you picked something I can't really comment on, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I never saw the show, and I definitely didn't see the movie then.
Yeah,
You should check out the
like
movie. It's an origin story, so you don't need to know anything beforehand. But the art style is beautiful, and it's not. Maybe it's a little too short, but I mean, just because it rushes a little bit too much. But yeah, it's great. If you can
Is
find
there
some way to
something
watch
wrong?
it.
Is there something wrong with being a little too short, Max?
Wait, is this a height joke?
Yeah.
Just,
Oh.
That was fun.
No, but I'm
the
just.
first thing Max said to me when we met at SGC was he said, I didn't expect you to be that short.
No, I said no. You're shorter than I expected.
Yes, it was a reference.
Oh,
Yeah,
what a
and yeah.
difference.
Anyway, so yeah, that's. I think the movie's great. Larry, did you see it? Did you?
I didn't see the movie, but I back when Magoozy was on Cartoon Network and all that stuff is when I really started getting into Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
And I actually did see some episodes of Powerpuff Girls, and I enjoyed them. At the very least, it wasn't. I don't know if I can categorize it as my type of show because it's very feminine at times, overtly
not
feminine.
Too much. This is coming from somebody who's seen every single episode and every single thing having to do with the series.
Okay,
I don't
well,
think so.
The episodes I happen to see involved pillow fights and stuff like that. And
Oh,
I'm just
yeah,
like,
it can't-
okay,
Oh, I'm sorry.
that's not
I'm sorry. I
whoa,
didn't know pillow
guys.
fights were exclusive to X
Yeah, are you
chromosomes.
saying that pillow fights aren't manly?
Holy shit! Do you know how badly that can hurt?
That's true.
Yes, that's why I don't have pillow fights.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's true.
pillows are not made of feathers. Why does
Yeah.
everyone think that when you do pillow fights, feathers come out on us? all of a
Anyway,
sudden?
so yeah, and it's
Jeez.
funny because there are a lot of references to older movies, not directly, but influences in the Powerpuff Girls movie. And again, I suggest you go check it out somehow. I hate the thing is, what's funny, and this is my last point, is that the movie was going to be designed to be the first of Cartoon Network's movie brand. It was kind of doing what Nickelodeon was trying to do with starting with the Rugrats movie. Unfortunately, the movie was a huge bomb because people, I guess, it just didn't have the audience that Cartoon Network thought it had based on the ratings, which didn't make any sense. There was going to be a Samurai Jack movie that was going to come out, but the Powerpuff Girls movie, even though it was celebrated by critics, it bombed financially, and that's kind of a shame. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's too bad.
but hopefully our next 3 picks will do better in the box office. And by that I mean movies or TV shows we'd like to see adapted into movies. Larry, give us yours.
You actually just gave me a great idea. Why the hell did Samurai Jack not get a movie?
Well, because that's
Right.
that is
What the
because of the
hell?
Powerpuff Girls movie's performance at the box office.
Okay, fine. That's my choice. I want to. Okay, let me tell you something right here. Samurai Jack is easily one of the best cartoons I've ever seen. Period. That is a
Yeah, it was good.
masterpiece of cartooning. Okay, yeah, cartooning.
Is that a verb?
I don't care. And so, you know what'd be awesome? Like a live action,
Oh, live action.
you know
Interesting.
that? You know what's that? Ronin. You know that movie Ronin?
47 Ronin?
Yeah, 47 Ronin.
Dude,
Have it look like that, except probably not suck. I don't know. 47 Ronin looks really
directed
bad.
by Jet Li.
Yeah, have it with kind of like a Bruce Lee style kung fu epic, and use slow motion and cool shots and all that stuff. I mean, and it'd be a perfect way. I'm not a huge advocate of ooh, let's have more Asian stars in American films. I don't know. I've never been a huge person who was pushing for that. It's cool, but I don't know. But this would be the perfect movie to have an up and coming Asian star as Samurai Jack, and
Yeah.
you could have all the other villainous characters. If there were if there's an over the top villain,
I would love to see Aku made.
Yeah,
in,
if there-
CG.
I mean, Aku,
Holy
I'd
crap.
prefer-
Can we
I'd-
get that just to happen?
No,
Do we
I'd
even need a
prefer-
movie? I
I'd
want to see Aku
prefer-
in
I don't know.
CG.
I'd prefer Aku to be human, just because he's the main central villain. But I'm talking over the top, crazy Samurai Jack villains. Those should be CG, and oh my god, it could be so amazing. Why hasn't Cartoon Network done that?
Because
Jeez.
Cartoon Network does not really respect its older properties, honestly.
Yeah, seriously,
Which
Cartoon
makes
Network, what
sense,
happened
but
to you, man?
yeah.
What happened
Anyway,
to
Sean.
Cartoon Network? Jeez.
Well, yeah. sorry I couldn't chime in. I've never seen the show. Again, you guys are picking things that I didn't have cable. That might be the problem. I didn't have cable growing up, so I didn't get Cartoon Network. I didn't get... Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't care that much for the show. Just it was. I think I need to watch it again so I can like actually appeal to it. So Sean, tell us yours.
Yeah, I'll go really quick. You guys are gonna hate me because I think I've brought it up literally every single CinemaTalk, but I want to bring it up because it was recently hinted at a Game of Thrones film.
Sean,
Right.
aren't those like movies like every episode?
Right, yeah, pretty much. But what's interesting is what I think they're gonna do. It's because it's absolutely suicide to try and make a movie out of each book or even like a third of a book, and they are throwing it on TV. It's absolutely pointless. What I think they're gonna do is make 7 seasons. That's what they said their goal is to get 6 seasons. Yeah, 7 seasons.
Jeez.
Well, it makes sense with the books. There's 7 books.
Okay.
So, and I think what they're going to do is because there's a lot to cover, they're going to do their 7 seasons, and then they end it all with a movie. And that would be so amazing. It would suck for people that don't know the show because they'd have no idea. But just thinking that I could walk into a theater, get a movie budget, and see the finale of this series that I care so much about, that would be amazing.
Wouldn't it be cool, like, jumping on that, wouldn't it be cool if, like, maybe Bates Motel, the series finale, was actually a remake of the original Psycho, but, like,
no, we've already
not
tried.
terrible?
We've already
I'm
tried
not
a Psycho
Yeah, Gus
remake.
Van Sant tried. It was,
And hey, let's not... Hey, I just want to... Let's focus on the Game of Thrones thing.
fine.
My
I think it would
closing
be...
thought is pretty much the idea of kind of what SpongeBob did. The finale of your show is this. So I would love the idea of getting a full-on Game of Thrones epic in movie theaters on the silver screen, and that's their closing note. That's how you would end a series. Because I mean, I'm fine with it being just a normal TV episode that ends it all, but it'd be very fitting for such an epic show to get a full feature film as its conclusion. It deserves it, but we'll have to see if that works out. So yeah, that's my pick. I'd love to see a Game of Thrones movie.
All right,
And
Max.
Sean has filled his quota for talking about stuff that he really,
I filled more
likes.
than my quota for that.
Oh, yeah. So my pick is actually, well, it's going to get kind of negative, even though I wanted to stay positive. I want a better Muppets movie than Muppets Most Wanted. You have no idea how bitterly disappointed I was when I walked out of the theater. I don't have expectations for movies. I tried my best to keep myself in check, but oh my god. It wasn't a bad movie, which drives me nuts. You see, when you're trying to follow up to The Muppets, which I actually watched today, and like with something so heartfelt, so appreciative of the source material, and then you go with Muppets Most Wanted, which feels so empty, soulless, and really just uninspired.
Yeah,
I'm sorry,
I like
that's
that
not cool.
So in our review, we both picked the word uninspired. Like we both used that word to describe it, and we did communicate. I thought that was fun, and we both used it.
So what I'm asking for in the next Muppet movie, if it happens, because right now it's doing terribly at the box office.
Yeah,
thanks a lot,
that's surprising.
Divergent.
Honestly, what's funny, we should have reviewed Divergent.
Yeah, we should have reviewed Divergent.
Except, again, if I walked up to someone in public and said, yes, one for Divergent, I
would
could
never
not live
forgive
with myself. So I'm fine that we saw Muppets Most Wanted instead.
Yeah. Anyway, so what I'm asking for the next Muppet movie is make it about something like you can actually like not enjoy, because it was an enjoyable sort of thing.
Okay, so wait, you were talking about the original trilogy. What was this?
The original trilogy
Then
was
Caper, and then
Muppets,
Manhattan.
was the Muppet movie, the Great Muppet Caper, and the Muppets Take Manhattan.
Yeah, they should do
Now-
something like that.
Yeah, and and I will say the Muppets is my favorite of all the movies. I think the Muppet movie is just slight. Well, it's good, but I don't think it's it's got nothing on the Muppets, the reboot. So, but like what I'm asking for is someone like Jason Segel to come in and like make some movie about make a Muppet movie that's so much about like what they represent, what their humor represents. Make a Muppet movie about why they're so self-referential. One of the big appeals of the Muppets is that you can always like there's no way you can get around the fact that freaking they're felt puppets. Literally, that's what they are. But their characters are so incredibly awesome that, well, I want, sometimes they hit a home run. Sometimes it's meaningful. That's why Kermit's my favorite fictional character, because he can be so funny and also so incredibly human, ironically. But anyway, what I want, like, a movie about why the Muppets are so self-referential. Why are they so, like, okay with the fact that they understand themselves so much? Like, why are they so self-aware? I'd love a movie about that. And, I mean, of course, what do I know? I'm just a fan of the Muppets. But so
Very
is Jason
interesting
Segel.
concept, though.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
a good concept.
I think
I'd
it's
love to
very
see that
interesting
happen. That'd be great.
Anyway, so Disney, you know what? If you want to do this again, please just make a better Muppet movie. Come on, you know.
Also,
I'm right
have
here.
more
I'm in Santa
also-
Fe. If you want to contact me.
Also, have more Gonzo. Seriously, what the hell? What happened to Gonzo? He's awesome.
Yeah.
What happened to anyone in that movie? It was so scattered. I couldn't pick out a main character.
What's sad is that Sean actually got exposed to the series through
Yeah.
this
Muppets
movie.
Most Wanted.
But I do know that it's not the best. I'm gonna.
Yeah. And
see
Sean,
the reboot,
I'm saying
man.
this to
See
you
the
in
Jason
public.
Segel reboot.
Do
Watch
not
that.
watch the reboot now. Watch a few of the movies, like watch the Muppet movie and something else, and then watch the Muppets, just so you can get a little bit more context. Anyway,
I doubt I
we
will.
gotta wrap this up, my friends. I hate to say it, but we gotta cut it short. But it's been a fun time. Just
that was
remember.
the end. Like we got through.
Yeah, we
everything.
got through the end. We got dude. It's
yeah,
like
but it would
31
have been
minutes
nice to talk
right
a
now.
little bit more about our favorite.
This is
know.
like
I
31
I like
minutes.
keeping it short. I
This
like
is a
that
new
we're gonna
record
keep it
for
short.
us. Man,
it
this
is.
is
So
But you know,
Anyway.
we always have some fun discussions, whether or not they actually mean anything. But anyway, so remember, rulethirds.com. You can check out Preview. You can check out The Greats. You can check out Muppets Most Wanted. Man, we had kind of a drought recently with content.
And now we're
just
coming back.
We're
Yeah.
opening the floodgates. And if
Also-
only we could get an honest to God good news story.
okay, yeah, that's you can't control that. But I also
Yeah.
want to remind people, what TV to movie adaptations do you love / hate?
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments
And
below
want
on
to
the
see.
site or on
And want to
YouTube.
see. And want to see.
Yeah, and what do you want to see? Do you agree
Yeah.
with our picks? Do I have any other Game of Thrones
What-
fans? Give me a shout.
Would you like to see a
We'll
movie
listen to
based
all of you.
on, I don't know, set in would you like a movie based on, well, I can't think of anything.
All right, segue.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that has been Cinema Talk. It's been a wonderful time. You guys have been great. Ladies and gentlemen, have a great night. And if I don't see you, good morning, good day,
You
good
ruined
afternoon, good,
You already
good,
said it's
good, great,
morning
good,
in case I don't
good
see
night.
you.
Good
Yeah.
grief. That's what I think.
Good grief.
Max, you're forgetting
Anyway,
our closer.
I'm Max.
I'm Larry.
And I'm Sean.
Boom.
Have a wonderful evening, morning, afternoon, whatever.
Stop.
I don't care.
Just
Do you
have
care?
a lovely time.
Okay.
Lovely time
Whatever.
in general.
Have a lovely anything. Goodbye.
That was super lovely, Larry.
Sorry, I was keeping it up front.
Okay, well, see you all.
Bye.
Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves a treat.